gentlemen, live outside the Ding Dong Cafe, I bring you two helicopter dads. The story of two helicopter pilots making a trip through the great lands of the United States, starting in Milwaukee, taking roads made by our forefathers all the way to Sitka, Alaska. Now, I introduce you to the two pilots, Rob and Brian.
All right, so first, you're not allowed to do the intro anymore.
That was so good.
I'm embarrassed for you. All right, so hey, this is like, we kind of got to go back a little bit, but today's about what are the chances and things 100%. We didn't expect.
Yep. What are the chances?
So we'll back up to the day that Rob came out here. So I came out a day early because I'm better.
No, you had to get the truck done.
Oh, and that. And so then the second day I had to pick Rob up at the airport, but he got delayed like 5 hours.
4 or 5, yeah, it was a long time.
But in the process of that delay, and go ahead. So you talk about what happened in that delay, but make it quick.
Sure. So in the delay, basically, Jody was, my wife and I were on the way to the airport, and it was 5 hours delayed. So we're like, well, there's no sense of going now. So we went back home with the full understanding and with the expectation that I was going to take there's a public bus that runs right in front of right near our house up to Boston, and that unfortunately was full. So what are the chances for that?
Bus. Who knew?
But more like, what are the chances is my neighbor was literally on their way to Boston Logan for a JetBlue flight. I was in a JetBlue flight. He was taking off at 11. I was taking off at 11:10. Our exits were just very, very close to one another. And we were able to meet him. Actually, he had to go by work, pick something. And within 10 minutes, Jody had me dropped off and was on her way back home. Like, what are the chances?
Magical.
It's unbelievable.
What are the chances?
Yep.
So you end up getting there late, but you got there. So you get to Milwaukee late.
Yep.
And then so we decide, like we talked earlier, we're not going to go straight to Madison. We're going to go to Green Bay because there's some sportsing stuff there. And so we do that, and then the next day, but we were slow, and we were going to try.
That thing had tracks. Sorry, I don't know if you saw it, but on the right hand side, there was a Jeep with like snowmobile tracks on it.
Nice.
That was super cool.
Squirrel. And so we changed our course, and we went instead to Green Bay, and we made it just outside of Green Bay that night. And then yesterday, we were supposed to make it to Fargo, North Dakota.
Yeah.
But we took a detour to
Mall of America.
Mall of America.
Completely unexpected.
What are the chances we go to Mall of America, right? And so we spend a little bit more time there than we planned. We were just adorable little shopping couple, weren't we?
No, but so we didn't know this because we didn't know barely anything. I knew Mall of America.
I know a lot.
Well, not about
you
that.
don't know barely anything.
So I had an understanding that Mall of America was this huge mall. I mean, we're talking at least probably 3 or 4 city blocks if you put it if you overlaid that over the town of New York City. But what we didn't know is there is a roller coaster. There's actually 3 roller coasters inside.
There's a flume ride.
Yes, and it was awesome.
So we rode the roller coaster.
You have to ride the roller coaster.
How can you not ride the roller coaster? We were going to go on the merry-go-round, but we ran out of time. And so, we went, we did the roller coaster, had a great time. Then we ate a 6-pound bowl of ramen each, which was magical.
Yeah.
And
with Chick-fil-A.
And then I got Chick-fil-A too, because you don't have Chick-fil-A in Sitka, Alaska. So I got some Chick-fil-A, which was rad. And so then we got out a little later than we thought. And because Rob is still kind of like an apprentice road warrior, and he's a little soft, he's like, 3.5 hours to Fargo is too long now. And instead he picked this place. And what were we saying? So we go to this place. I don't even know where it was. I don't even know what town we were in, right? Like we were sitting there having beers last night, and Rob says,
I got the state wrong. It's in Minnesota.
We're
like in
Minnesota,
the center of... No, it was in Sinclair Lake in Minnesota.
But last night, so we make it to this place that's 2 hours from where the Mall of America was, and we it's a beautiful sunset. We're sitting on the dock drinking beer, and Rob's like, I don't even know where we are. I said, I don't know where we are either. It doesn't matter right now because we're sitting on the dock drinking beer. It was good, and so that's it, right? Little campground, pretty nice. We have our tent set up right next to the bathroom, not too shabby for old men with old bladders, and that's it. So we wake up this morning and we go do a workout, and we looked amazing. And
we did.
you know, we're gonna have our producers put on a video clip of Rob doing some Ninja Warrior stuff later.
Oh, that was cool.
Yeah,
that was fun.
We'll get Fat Tony on that in a bit. But it was so we just do a workout so that we're not totally seized up by the end of the driving day, and I do a little bit of stretching at the end. Rob likes to see me do my yoga moves because he thinks I'm impressive. And then we start walking back. It's about a 2.5, 3 minute walk back from the playground where we were working out and to our campground. And right about 100 feet before we get to our campsite, this big old diesel pickup truck drives by us with a slide-in camper on the back. And the gentleman driving it nods at us both, and Rob says,
I think that's Josh Miller.
And
sure enough,
as he says it, the dude hits the brakes, goes in park, and jumps out, and is like, what the?
What? Huh?
And Josh Miller is this dude that we went to the
academy with. Yeah.
Go Bears, right? We went to the academy with like a million years ago.
Yeah,
and
good friends.
He retired a couple years ago. We retired this year. I don't know when he retired, but
a couple, 2 years ago, maybe? 2, 3.
And so, talk about the chances of that happening.
No, we did. All right, so we're talking. So he was on a road trip from North Dakota, right?
Yep.
North Dakota, and then making his way back to Maryland. And we all hung out and knew each other when we all lived in Northern Virginia. And had he spent 5 more seconds brushing his teeth this morning, or, you know, Brian didn't get in that extra stretch, like literally we passed each other at the exact perfect time in order for that to happen.
If we'd done like 4 more push-ups,
anything,
right?
A push-up, a push-up.
If we'd done any push-ups at all,
anything different, anything, any push-up, anything different at all, it would have not have
earlier
happened.
or later, yeah, crazy. And we're in this again. We don't even know where we're at. This tiny campground in the middle of nowhere, America.
Yeah, well, you can see. I mean, there's nothing going on right now.
I mean,
well, I mean, there's a lot farming and everything else. But
there's exit 119 is going to be closed on County Road 46, so that's important. Yeah, so things you don't expect. It has been pretty wild.
Yep, unbelievable.
Josh effing Miller.
Josh effing Miller.
Like, what are the chances?
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. So anyway, we'll see what happens unexpected today.
All right. Hey, look, we keep getting stuck behind box fans and trucks. It's great. All right. Peace out.